Jumping straight into business. If you're just looking for the ways on how to do the actual steps in publishing assets to the Unity Asset Store, click somewhere down below on the timeline to jump straight into the how-to. But if you want to know more on how to actually successfully sell your assets, then just watch the whole video. It's only about 10 minutes of your time anyways, and I think that I have quite a few bits of information that you won't find anywhere on YouTube about selling your game assets on the Unity Asset Store. For instance, I do not think it's worth it to sell your game assets on the Unity Asset Store at all, unless you are a cockroach like me. The chances you will make a monthly income that actually matters are very slim, and selling your game assets that you already created for your own game isn't some easy life hack into making easy money. I'll also be sharing how much money my assets made me a bit later on in the video, when you have a bit more context on what kinds of assets I actually sell and how successful they are. Over the past 10 years of me running a business, I've tried to sell a few simple, cheap yet powerful ready-made game assets a few times. Some were 3D models, 2D assets, visual effects, or even code. Some sold twice, some ended up selling 50 times, and they all ended up costing more to produce than they actually made. Sadly. And then came the era of Upscalers. Now, for those of you that don't know what Upscalers are, I recommend you watch this video, but it doesn't really matter for the context. What does matter is that it's a hot topic amongst PC gamers, and Unity has sucked at integrating them into the engine. The one thing we all know and love about Unity is its modularity. How easy it is to shape stuff into your ideal workflow and add those features that are still missing. And so the Unity Asset Store is an integral part of the ecosystem to many of us game devs. Originally, all I wanted was to integrate AMD's FSR2 upscaling algorithm into my own game project, City of Springs. It actually took me and my company months of experimenting to find out how to properly integrate it into the legacy render pipeline, but oh boy, was I a happy camper when we finally did it. Our game originally had lots of jittering due to Unity's horrible anti-aliasing options, and FSR just instantly fixed all of that, and on top of that, adding a massive performance boost, of course. Back then, I reasoned that if I wanted FSR in my game so badly, then there must be other developers out there also looking for ways to get better performance for their projects by trying to add upscalers like FSR2. So I decided to make the tool a bit sexier, add support for all the render pipelines, and publish it cheaply to the Unity Asset Store. It had quite a bit of a rocky start, with many developers getting into trouble after purchasing the asset, because it is quite a technical asset, so I realized I had to quickly improve the integration workflow and fix my documentation. But even with all the issues, it still made a bit over $4,000 in its first month of release. And if we already successfully integrated FSR2 into Unity, why stop there? Why not do NVIDIA's DLSS as well?
A few moments later.
And Qualcomm's SGSR for mobile?
A few moments later.
And why leave Intel XeSS behind?
A few moments later.
So from one asset, we were able to efficiently build 3 more. And because each upscaler works on the same proven technology, integrating it into the render pipelines of Unity, it took less to integrate it for each upscaler. I've been selling FSR3 for a bit over a year now, and it was relatively quickly followed by DLSS, and then earlier this year by SGSR for mobile, and then 2 weeks ago by XeSS. With all assets combined, we now average on about $1,600 per month, which will probably increase a bit further because SGSR and XeSS have been released only for such a short time. $1,600 per month. Pretty nice, right? And then reality hits. First, Unity takes their 30% revenue share, and these assets are being built by a two-man team. So from $1,600, I only get $560, or a little bit over €500 per month. But I have been getting it for over a year now. Beggars can't be choosers. And while it's far from supporting me in the long term, it's a great start, and I'm very happy with it. just realized that it took me over 10 years of experimenting with new assets before I finally found one that works. Or well, semi-works, because if it was just FSR3, just the one asset, then I would probably make only $200 per month. Now, if you are lucky and your initial sales are good enough for Unity Asset Store team, they will start to invite you to join their discount sales. These discount sales generally boost your sales count quite a bit. I got really lucky with FSR3 and I'm asked about 4 times a year to join in one of their sales. I think FSR3 Upscaling for Unity is somewhere in the top 10-20% of the current successful assets and has been for a year now. If you realize this, with over 50 new assets published daily, the chances of publishing an asset on the Unity Asset Store that will make any meaningful income are pretty slim. And there is also a way to effectively murder your asset by participating in a sale, a particular sale. With DLSS, I was asked to participate in the 23 best of 23 for only 23 mega bundle. And I was super excited because I had absolutely no idea what this would mean. Well, what it means is this. I made $6,000 in 1 week selling my asset for $1 to 6,000 people. And then the asset has never been bought again. Ever. But I'm still getting all the support requests. And funny thing, because DLSS has such low sales figures now, I haven't received any requests to join up in another discount sale from Unity. It's dead.
Oh no.
So what seemed like participating in a sale for fast and easy money turned out to be quite expensive. But at least I learned from it. Will I participate in a sale like this ever again? Nope. Now, the best way to get some early traction when selling your first asset is publishing it with 50% off for the first 2 weeks. This is also the maximum amount of discount time and discount amount. Discount sells, and the more and longer you do it initially, the more you sell your asset and the bigger the chances Unity will notice your asset and will ask you to enter their sales from time to time. And then the more they notice your asset, the more they will start to promote it. Additionally, the more assets you have, the more they start to passively do cross-promotion, compounding the amount of sales. Another thing you can try to boost your sales is to also publish a free, light version of your asset. Free assets have a much higher conversion ratio, so if you add a banner to the store page of your paid version in the inspector window of your free version, for example, it may boost sales. But the best way to sell your assets in the long run is to offer the best ever support that you can possibly do. I try to get into a call with screen share with everyone that has a unique sounding problem with one of my assets. For me and my customers, it's probably the quickest way to fix all the issues, and it gets you some absolute best karma points and probably some good reviews as well. Talking about karma, please let me know what you think of this video so far by giving it a like, or if you must, a dislike. Yeah, sure Dom, great tips. Now get on with it and tell us how to actually do it. Okay. First you need to create a publisher account. I'll add the link to it in the description. That will get you access to the Unity Publisher dashboard, which will allow you to create a new package. When you have set up this package, all you need to fill in is a title, description, technical details, category, images, you know the drill. Now that that's all done, start a new empty Unity project. In a Unity version that is the lowest that you want your asset being used in. For example, my FSR3 asset works best in Unity 2021 and up, so I export my assets in Unity 2021 LTS. In this new project, you'll need to import the Asset Store Tools package, which you can also find down below in the description. Now add your assets to this project, and I suggest you use a nice folder structures like I do here. Right click on the top folder and click on Export Package and save it within the project. Now in the Asset Store Uploader window, which you can open by clicking on the Asset Store Tools Asset Store Uploader, you can see the draft of the new package that you created in the Publisher dashboard. Here you have to change the upload type to pre-exporter package and select it in the package path. Hit upload and the package is pushed to the publisher dashboard. Then back on the dashboard, when everything is green, you can hit that magical submit button and get it in the great review queue. This beloved queue used to take, well, a few weeks to a month or so, but lately it's averaging on about 2 to 3 months. So that's great. I'm a solo developer and my business costs are relatively low. I'm a cockroach. I survive in the harsh conditions that no indie studio would normally survive in. And for a cockroach, I think the Unity Asset Store is great. It gives me a small amount of semi-reliable monthly income. And if I combine this small income with a few other small ones, I'll survive. Now for me the concept works, because when you have a few smaller sources of income, then it's never a disaster when one dries out. But to conclude, no. I don't think that selling your game assets is worth it to most people or businesses. It's a long road to find something that will actually sell, and if you do get lucky, in most cases it's still not enough to sustain you. However, if you are a game dev survivor, a cockroach like me, and you have been for a few years, then maybe you have gathered some secret cockroach wisdom that the indie dev community is just craving for. And in that case, I do recommend it. Now go forth and multiply, my fellow cockroaches. Good luck with all your endeavors, and I hope to see you again next week.